myself, then just very briefly going to touch on what actually is public speaking. Then next, why do we need public speaking? And then because a few young people have come to me and said, well, how can I further my public speaking? I'll give some advice on how to further public speaking. So hopefully by the end of this, you will love public speaking. How many of you at the moment really love public speaking? Am I alone in the house? Okay, you go, girl. Okay, 2 of us. 3, okay. The rest of you? Is it a no? Okay. Actually, it's within the top 3 fears of the world. Public speaking, death, and spiders.
Yeah.
Who would have thought? Death, I thought, yeah, definitely, but public speaking. And I think it's because you have all eyes on you. You may trip with your words. And I think sometimes for young people, you may sort of think you look foolish to your peers, so it's all about the image. Yeah? And you kind of want to have a good rep. Is that right? Come on, give me. Right. So anyway, I got into public speaking. I worked with offenders for around 8 years with behavioural problems, and I loved working with them. And I went travelling for a year, so I suggest all of you at some point in your life go travelling around the world. It really broadens your horizons, you find out who you are, you just have so many experiences. Jumped out of planes, I rode camels, it was wonderful. When I came back, I was looking for a different form of career for me. And I remember one evening I went to an event, and it was around personal development, which I love, because it's all about finding out who you are. And someone was at the front of the room, as I am tonight, and they were delivering on the business. So I sat there and I thought, wow, this is so inspirational. I can do that. And you know what? I can do it better. So I went up and spoke to the organisers, and within 2 weeks I was at the front of, it was a business, personal development business and network marketing, and I was at the front sort of in 2 weeks' time delivering the business. And I'd never really had any experience of public speaking. What I realised was I was actually quite good at it. And I was very good at inspiring the audience. I had a lot of energy coming back from travelling, and I just seemed to exude that energy out to the audience. And I thought, wow, okay, I'm good at it, but like many things, I actually need to understand what I'm doing while I'm doing it. So for all of you who are 18 and over, there is something called Toastmasters. Toastmasters is an amateur speaking club throughout the whole of England, and it's like £70 for a year. It's very cheap. They have 2 meetings every month, and you can learn how to develop as a speaker. You'll have a module to go through. Each one will help you in terms of body language, using your eyes, your voice. One speech will be possibly about voice control and getting people's attention by using the voice. Another one might be about storytelling. So each speech helps you to develop as a speaker. So I got into that business, I loved it, and eventually I had an interview with an organisation called Speakers Trust. Has anyone here took part in the Jack Petchy Speak Out Challenge? Cool, did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it? Yeah. Yes? You know to say yes. Okay. So I deliver that, and I'm sure someone's is delivering it this year for year 10s. And I still do that now, and I love every moment of it, because I found that not only does it give young people a voice, it shows them that actually what they have to say matters, and you can actually touch somebody's life by just standing at the front of a room and sharing, because that's what it's about. It's about sharing what you know. So, the second thing I want to share with you is, what is public speaking? Well, really, in its basic form, it's sharing information, motivating somebody, or entertaining them by speaking. How many of you this week has had somebody come up to you in your group and told you a story about something that happened to them? Maybe on top of the bus, down the chicken shop, yeah, in the park. That's public speaking. If you have more than 2 people, you are speaking in public. Sometimes it might be a small gathering, other times a large gathering. It could be at some point in your life you're going to be going to college, university or work. You might have to give a presentation. So in its simplest form, public speaking is giving your inner self a voice to speak. Now, why is public speaking important? I spoke at the South Bank University last week, and I was the first speaker, so I was the motivational speaker, get everybody warmed up. And I had other speakers following me. They were young graduates, 19, 20-year-olds, and they were giving a 10-minute presentation on businesses that they had were involved in, things they were doing voluntarily. Now, a young man stood up by the name of Richard Serengogi. I have to pronounce his name correct. And he told us the story of his life after leaving school. He took part in the Jack Petrie Speak Out Challenge. He then became the youth MP for Croydon, his borough of Croydon, through having a voice, because that was the first time that he realised that he could speak, and people actually listened to him. Through being part of the UK Parliament, he then was elected to be on the panel for young campaigners for Una King. We know Una King, the MP, when she was going for mayor. So he was one of the young people picked to be on her panel. So as you've heard from, if you've been here, from the media, networking. Networking is one of the most important things you can do in terms of helping your business develop. And knowing that you have a voice and knowing how to use it, he obviously knew how to speak to people and how to campaign. He's also a young ambassador for UNICEF. It seems through being heard, as you know, everyone has an online presence. He most probably has an online presence as well. The Damilola Taylor Trust contacted him through his work, and they set up something called, I don't know if any of you heard, the Spirit of London Awards. Has anyone here heard of the Spirit of London Awards? Anyone? Put your hands up. I just heard about it, and they say it's the Oscars for young people who are achieving things in their community. And if you go online and watch the clip, and it's a huge award ceremony where they have, I'm not sure if it's the whole name, Asha D, who used to be So Solid. Ashley Waters, they had Ashley Waters there, Boris Johnson, Michael Caine, they had Alexandra Burke on stage, so they had N-Dubs, so they had, it's really celebrities helping them to celebrate the great work that they do in the community. And when I asked Richard his age, I know he's going to hate me, especially if I have it on video, and I've put 20 years old. He's only 20 years old. And from that, he inspired me, along with the other speakers I heard that night, to put together, because I was hearing all these young people, and they're doing this, they're doing that for the community, and I was like, Elaine, show me. What are you doing? So, I've put together a mentoring program covering 3 months for 19 to 23-year-olds on, I love understanding about self-awareness, your mindset, your emotions, because you are the vehicle to your success. So either you're going to stop yourself or you're going to propel yourself forward. So he has inspired me to put together a program for 12 exceptional individuals, and he's one of the young people on my program. So why am I telling you this story? Because it doesn't matter your age, it doesn't matter your gender, it doesn't matter your race. You have the ability to inspire people by standing up and speaking out. I am a big woman of 30 and a 20-year-old, there was about 4 speakers in their 20s, inspired me to go out and do something and make a change. So never tell yourself that you're too young, I don't know anything. It starts by just doing something. So why can public speaking, how is it going to affect you? Because really, when you're sitting there, a lot of times we're thinking, okay, so that's great for you. How about me? which is natural. What about me? Well, how many of you are going to be going to university? Hands up. Okay. How many of you will be going, or even have now, a Saturday job? Or even want a part-time job? You are going to be going for that dreaded the interview. No, I'm only joking, it's not too bad. But for the interview, they're going to be looking at your communication skills. Public speaking is under the umbrella of communication. Communication is one of the most vital skills you will learn. Not only does it give you confidence, just tell me when time's up. Not only does it give you confidence, but it builds on your skills in communication. They had a survey that found that those who know how to communicate effectively, because girls, we all know how to communicate, don't we? Usually 200 words a minute, but we all know how to communicate, but to communicate effectively. Are you pronouncing, are you making clarity when you speak? Is your point coming across clearly? They found that those who communicated effectively earned 70% more than their colleagues. Why? Because they were promoted quicker. Because the organisation they were with trusted in their ability to promote the company. Because if you think about jobs, it's all service and product. The school is a service. So in terms of speaking, my advice to anybody who wants to develop their speaking, it's vital. If you're fearful, feel the fear and do it anyway, which is a book by Susan Jeffrey. It's a phenomenal book. The only way to conquer your fear is to just go out there and put yourself in situations where you have to speak. My main tip I would give you is that if you're fearful, you're concentrating on yourself way too much. When you share with other people, it's about what do they take away with? What can I share with them? How can I impact their life? If you stop thinking about yourself and think about other people, you will be the message.